Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I want to call the Drainage District Board of Directors meeting to order. We'll start with a roll call to establish quorum.
Good afternoon, everybody. David Fuentes, Precinct 1.
Eddie Cantu, Precinct 2.
Everardo Villarreal, Precinct 3.
Eli Torres, Precinct 4.
Richard Cortez, County Judge. That constitutes a quorum of 5. Would you please lead us in prayer? Mr.
Yes, sir.
Garcia?
Judge, good afternoon. Judge, Commissioners, good afternoon, everyone. Let us have a word of prayer today. Father God, we continue to ask you to fill our cities, county, state, and national political leaders with wisdom, understanding, discernment, knowledge, forgiveness, faithfulness, humility, and dignity. We continue to pray for the judge and the 4 commissioners that you've appointed to lead this great county of ours. We pray for our mayor, school board members, city council, police chiefs, district attorney, sheriff, judges, and all who serve local communities. Continue to grant them favor, increase their faith, and prepare them to pursue your excellence. Continue to draw them to you and cause them to know and fulfill your purposes. Continue to place people in their past that will provide scriptural, sound, and godly counsel, for without their counsel, their plans will go awry. Impart your wisdom and revelation to them about leadership and help them to lead. Deal with our leaders about keeping their hearts and motives pure. We continue to ask you to make their hearts pliable, willing, and obedient to your will. Cause each of their lives to glorify your name. Lord Jesus, you're the master of the universe, and yet you wish to listen to us and guide us. You know all things past, present, and future, and yet you respect our freedom to choose you. Holy Trinity, you are completely happy and fulfilled on your own, and yet you have generously brought us into existence. You are our fulfillment. Thank you for the gift of yourself. We offer littleness of ourselves in return, knowing you are pleased with what we have to give you. Lord, grant us a deeper humility that seeks you and not ourselves in all that we do. Lord, help us to be humble. Help us to accept you as Messiah and Savior and as our future. So many times, instead of seeking you, we seek ourselves. We try to influence everything so that what is good and true is defined according to our will rather than yours. Father God, we ask you to be patient with us and help us to change. Scripture reminds us the more we seek you, the more we will find you. May we always seek you in everything we do, and may you always work as we're working for you. We ask this all in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Did we have anybody sign up for open forum?
No, sir.
We're going to the approval of the consent agenda.
Yes, sir, Judge. Consent agenda, approval of check register, and normal operating procedures have been vetted by my team. Everything's in order. We do recommend approval.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. 5A, discussion of possible action to accept donation of pipe material for wide drain project subject to final legal review. It's a project that we have ongoing. We'd like to get a board approval for a donation of pipe to consider the covering of a roadside ditch as originally planned to remain as roadside, but the landowners wanting to consider the possibility of covering it. And we feel that if we accept the donation and able to do that with legal advice, we can. We're still in the process of evaluating whether or not it will be done, but we'd like to get that approval just in case it does get done. It was programmed for open ditch. That's why we're going this route, because if we start closing everything, then it just becomes an issue district-wide that we're just going to be putting everything underground, roadside ditches and things like that. This is a small section, and we believe that based on the evaluation that we've done, it's not an adverse impact to the area, but we want to set this procedure that if we evaluate correctly and are able to determine engineering-wise that it can be done, this is something that we could consider. So,
Motion approved. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
thank you. Item B1, requesting approval to exercise the district's sole option to renew, extend the engagement agreement for 1 year under the same rates, term, and conditions as stated in the contract number CCD 1-21055-1214 for legal services for condemnation and other related matters. The Council Law Firm PLC, effective December 14, 2023. And if I may, I'll do item 2B2, requesting approval to exercise the district's sole option to renew, extend the engagement agreement for 1 year under the same rates, terms, and conditions as stated in the contract number CACD 1-21056-1214 for legal services, condemnation, and other related matters with Ricardo Perez Law Firm PLC, effective December 14, 2023.
Motion to approve 5B, 1 and 2.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item C, approval to exercise the district's sole option to renew, extend contracts for lubricants, antifreeze, and related items with multiple vendors for additional 1 year under the same rates, terms, and conditions as stated in contract number below, with extensions date effective November 29, 2023 through November 28, 2024, subject to compliance House Bill 1295. Item 1, CACD 1-22058A, 1129 Argentine Oil Company Limited, CACD 1-22058B, 1129 Oil Patch and Fuel Supply Company, And item 3, CHCD 1-22058C1129, Texas Refinery Corp.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Jaime, when you get bigger letters. I gotta get glasses one of the two. I gotta hold this thing. Item D, requesting approval to accept bid and approval to execute a requirements agreement to the lowest and most responsive bidder meeting the specification and requirements of patch fuel and supply for fuel, gasoline, and diesel on and off highway with RFP number ACD 123071031 AG, subject to final legal review.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item E, requesting approval of change order number 1 for the increase in the amount of $108,912.10, 60 additional construction calendar days in connection with the project drainage area improvement for wide drain Phase 1 Tower Road between Rogers to Monte Cristo and Curry Drain of Valverde Road Crossing, contract number CCD 1-21050R0530 with Memorial LLC as recommended project engineer, Assistant General Manager Omar Asaldua from my office.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 6A, requesting approval to enter into ratification and reimbursement agreement with Benson Lakes LP, a Texas Limited Partnership in the amount of $219,685.70 for costs incurred by ACD 1 in modifying its proposed drainage system through the property from an open ditch to an underground system related to 2018 bond referendum project Mission McAllen Radial Alternate.
So move. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. 6B, requesting approval of Dow County Drainage Number 1, Dow County Irrigation District Number 6, utility crossing application fee as it relates to 2018 bond referendum project number 3, 4.5 mile road and Dolphin Road drainage improvements, and approval of district general manager execute pending final legal review.
So move. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. C1, requesting approval of closing documents parcel 23-3 as it relates to parcel 23, 2018 drainage bond program, mile 11 North and Texas Boulevard. Project and authority for the chairman of the board to execute documents subject to final review. And item C2, requesting approval of closing documents for parcel 27-17 as it relates to project 23 of the 2018 drainage bond program, mile 11 North and Texas Boulevard project, and authority for the chairman of the board to execute documents.
Motion to approve 6C 1 and 2.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item D, requesting approval of closing documents for parcel 23-6 as it relates to project 23 of the 2018 drainage bond program, mile 11 North and Texas Boulevard project, and authority for chairman of the board to execute documents subject to final legal review.
So move. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
D, accepts and approve work session number 7 to provide construction material testing in the total amount of $52,955.45 as submitted by BDC Engineering for Southwest Wesco 2018 bond referendum project number 35, US IBWC structure 97L, Tierra Santa Golf Course contract number CCD 123-036-0725.
I'm going to abstain from this, Judge. I'm abstaining.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Let the record show that Commissioner Fuentes abstained from any action or vote in this matter.
Item F, 1 through 5, sir, if I may. Approval application for payment number 4 in the amount of $173,973.64 from RDH Site and Concrete LLC pertaining to construction contract CACD 121-047-1130. Item 2, approval application for number 10 in the amount of $70,740 from Go Underground LLC pertaining to construction contract CACD 122-019-0712. Item 3, approval and acceptance certificate of substantial completion and certificate of construction completion from H2O Construction Services, Inc., pertaining to construction contract CACD 122-065-0307. Item 4, approval application payment retainage in the amount of $48,656 and $58.18 in interest from H2O Construction Services, Inc., pertaining to construction contract CACD 122-065-0307. And item 5, approval application payment number 3 in the amount of $70,872.52 from RBM Contractors LLC, pertaining to construction contract number CACD 123-014-0426. And item 6, approval application payment number 6 in the amount of $662,767.76 from Memorial LLC, pertaining to construction contract number CACD 121-054-1208. 5 through 6, yes, sir.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 7A, 1, requesting exemption competitive requirements text logo and code 26224A4 for professional engineering services.
So move.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
7A, 2, requesting authority to engineer 1 to negotiate a professional engineering service agreement with Javier Hinojosa Engineering from the district peer-approved pool of pre-qualified professional engineers approved by the Board of Directors March 7, 2023 for the West Main Drain 3 Extension Phase 5, 2023 bond referendum project number 14.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B1, request approval of final negotiated professional engineering service agreement with S2 Engineering PLC in connection with the South Abram Lateral Drain 2023 Bond Referendum Project number 19, contract number CCD 123-074-1114, as approved by negotiations on 11/14/23, subject to final legal review.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B2, acceptance and approval of work petition number 1 in the amount of $89,815.48, as submitted by Ace 2 Engineering PLC through contract number CCD 123-074-1114 to provide professional engineering service for South Abram Lateral Drain 2023 Bond Referendum Project number 19, subject to final legal review.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And we do have just a couple
Okay,
items.
pursuant to Subchapter D of Subchapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, we'll be going into closed session to discuss items listed under Section 551.072, 551.074, and possibly .071. I have a motion to do so.
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I have 1:42 p.m. Okay, we're back from executive session. I have 1:57 p.m. We do have some action items.
On item 9A, Judge, action is needed to authorize Mr. Sassine to proceed as discussed in the closed meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
That's it, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Have a motion to adjourn, please.
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 We are adjourned. Give us 2 minutes and we'll get started with the other meeting. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I want to call the Commissioners Court meeting to order. We'll start with a roll call to establish quorum.
Good afternoon, David Fuentes, Precinct 1.
Eddie Gante, Precinct 2.
Everardo Villarreal, Precinct 3.
Eli Torres, Precinct 4.
Richard Cortez, County Judge. That constitutes a quorum of 5. Today, we have U.S. Air Force veteran Jose Gonzalez. He served from 1998 to 2002. He received the rank of Senior Airman. He served as a military policeman and twice deployed to the Southwest Asia in support of Operation Southern Watch. He works as a deputy sheriff in our sheriff's department for 19 years.
Good afternoon. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir, and thank you for your service. We're also very honored to have here the Honorable Justice Aaron Pena. He is the Justice of Place 3 for the 13th Court of Appeals. Mr. Justice.
Judge Cortez, Commissioners, it's an honor to be here with you today. Thank you for allowing me to join you in prayer as we give thanks for our blessings. Let us pray. Lord, we welcome you amongst us today and celebrate the gift of life that you have lavished upon each of us. God, I pray that you would bless our leaders with your divine wisdom so that they can make decisions with understanding and humility. Open our minds so that we may receive your eternal wisdom. Open our spirits so that we may know your guidance. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Justice. We're going to go to the approval of the consent agenda. Are there any items to be lifted?
Yes, sir, Judge, thank you. I'd like to pull from consent agenda items 7A, 1 and 2, and item 16A.
Motion to approve the remaining balance of the consent.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you. Judge, Commissioners, for the record, Commissioner Fuentes will be abstaining from any discussion and/or action on consent agenda items 7A, 1 and 2. Could I have a-
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Let the record show Commissioner Fuentes abstain from any action or discussion on this item.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners. And consent agenda item 16A for invoice number 860-68851. The correct invoice number should read invoice number 362-95768. If we could, I'm asking the court for a motion for consent agenda item 16A for the three invoices with that correction made.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We're going to the open forum. We have anybody sign up for open forum?
Yes, sir, Judge Commissioners, we have one participant, Ms. Fern McClarity, for open forum. And before we start with open forum, I'd like to remind the public that they're always welcome to participate in public forum. They need to be familiar with the rules of decorum, which prohibit direct and indirect personal attacks on members of the court or any county individuals. The comments made should also pertain to county business and cannot be threatening in nature. Ms. McClarty, there is a 3-minute time limit. I will advise you when there is 1 minute, and I will start when you start.
Commissioners, it seems that the people may be making progress in the effort to reduce taxes. During the November 7th election, 83% of the voters approved an amendment to use state funding to reduce our school taxes. I would have preferred a more direct approach by adding 3 individuals elected by the people to the appraisal district board, but what can we do? Also, reducing the maximum annual budget increase without a vote to 2 cents from the schools, 2.5 to 3.5 cents for local government. That helps a little. This election was a very small step because it not really a tax reduction, but rather a shifting of taxes, but we will take whatever we can get. What voters are hoping is that legislators see that the people will vote to lower property taxes. 83% is significant. Voters need to understand that their support is just as important as financial contributions made by local governments. The people need to know that there is a different relationship between public spending and their condition of poverty. In simple terms, the more you spend, the greater their burden becomes. A county tax rate of 57.5 cents is one of the highest in the state. And then you add the property values that increase anywhere from 30 to 80% a year. Budget managers often say we budget at 97% of the excess value and the people are paying. Yes, but if you close the schools, the families line up to receive breakfast and lunch bags because they get lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. Elected officials see what they want to see, and to them, poverty is good for business. Finally, it is my understanding that this council is considering a tax abatement for a business. My question is, is this in the public interest for some businesses not to pay taxes? Also, how many jobs will be brought in by this business? Thank you.
Thank you. And Judge Commissioners, we do have one other participant via the phone and as a result of disability. So will the caller on the line please proceed? There is a 3-minute time limit, and I will advise you when there is 1 minute.
Thank you very much. My name is Jesus Mendoza, and I respectfully request Judge Cortez and commissioners to extend my 3 minutes to 5 minutes to make my comment.
There is a 3-minute time limit, sir.
Yes, I'm requesting the commissioners to...
Sir, there is a 3-minute time limit.
Homebound.
Okay.
Yes,
There is a
no,
3-minute time limit.
Proceed.
Please proceed.
Yes, okay, thank you. My request has been granted to 5
No,
minutes?
sir, there is a 3-minute time limit. Please proceed.
Oh, okay, but I'm requesting the judge and the commissioners, as accommodation to my disability, to extend it to 5 minutes because of my speech and breathing problems. I have been homebound for more than 12 years with life-threatening disabilities. And basically, I have
Sir.
to explain my
Sir.
disabilities to request,
Sir,
to
there is a...
request the commission,
Okay. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
my request has been granted?
Sir, go ahead, please. 3-minute time limit. Those are the rules in place. Please proceed.
Yeah, who am I talking to? I'm sorry.
This is Mr. Guerra.
Mr. Guerra. Oh, okay. Are you the counsel for the
Mr.
for the
Guerra,
county?
sir, you
Sir,
are
we would
1 minute.
appreciate you proceeding with the discussion, please.
Okay, thank you. It is estimated that without knowing it, more than 150 million Americans, more than half of the U.S. population, especially children, are suffering symptoms and signs of electrohypersensitivity and chemical sensitivity, which mimic the symptoms and signs of most illnesses, including catastrophic, irreversible, and deadly illnesses and disabilities. Some of the doctor's most closely guarded secrets include that without expertise in the principles and testing of environmental medicine, in most cases they're unable to diagnose and treat the root cause of their patient's symptoms, signs, and illnesses. That without expertise in the principles and testing of environmental medicine, in most cases their diagnosis, medication, and other treatment are based on probabilities, trial and error, and even wild guesses, essentially a game of chance or a Russian roulette. And despite that they are the dark or in denial or environmental medicine, they continue misdiagnosing and mistreating the harm caused by radiation and chemicals, with harmful chemicals and radiation, including powerful and toxic drugs, highly addictive and deadly painkillers, and deadly X-rays, chemo, and radioactive therapies. These massive medical errors are foreclosing any possibility of a cure on millions of children and other defenseless and unsuspecting victims, defeating the purpose of medical care. According to the latest research, diagnostic errors kill or disable almost 800 Americans every day, 800,000 Americans every day. This number is more than 250 times
1 minute.
the number of people murdered by terrorists by the 9/11 tragedy. The evidence, it is posted on Parents Alert November 2023 at wirelesswatchblog.org, wirelesswatchblog.org. Please request your doctors to get training in environmental medicine. It will save millions of lives and a lot of pain and suffering. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We have no more participants.
Anyone
Judge.
else?
No, sir.
We're going to go to item 13, Health and Human Services Department.
Good afternoon. Irene Sarmiento Rangel, presenting for Health and Human Services Department. Item 13A, pursuant to Chapter 465, Local Drug and Alcohol Education Program, Section 465.003, presentation of the Hidalgo County Health and Human Services Drug and Alcohol Abuse Advisory Commission activities. Here today from UTRGV is Senior Vice President Veronica Gonzalez, Brenda Salazar, and her team.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners. I'm going to allow Brenda to give you all a summary of what's happening at the John Austin Pena Clinic, but I wanted to first thank each and every one of you for allowing us to continue our work at that location, and specifically to Commissioner Eli Torres for being a champion for us on helping us to maintain our operations in that clinic. As you know, issues with substance abuse, mental health are very critical today, always have been, but we see that after COVID, mental health and other types of substance abuse have risen. And so being able to help young adults and families of the young adults in this location has been very critical for us. We thank you again for your work on this. I think next time around, y'all are going to be looking at renewing the lease for that location. But here with me today is Brenda Salazar, and we have Dr. Alegre and Patricia Flores, who are there at the clinic. And I think Brenda's going to give you a quick synopsis of some of the work being done.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Judge Cortez and Commissioners. We're very proud and excited to be here to present our 2023 summary for activities at the John Austin Peña Memorial Center. I'd like to, as Ms. Gonzalez mentioned earlier, our team, right, our social worker, Ms. Patricia Flores, she started out as a student intern at the program at Peña and now is our main and only social worker that we have there right now. She saw 526 clients to date on her own for behavioral health and individual counseling for clients ages 10 to 19. So some of this includes, in each session, she does a rapid assessment for adolescent preventive services, or a RAPS, administration. This tool measures risky behavior scores in the adolescents. So she's able to analyze these scores over time and customize their treatment plans based on what if they're increasing their risky behavior scores in any type of setting or topic. Each client also receives a personal hygiene kit at each individual session. We know that adolescents dealing with puberty, as well as any other life and issues growing up, we want to make sure that they are clean and that they feel good about themselves when they start their day, to give them a running start at their day. So we do provide them with hygiene kits that includes shampoo, personal items for male and or female. Of course, our main goal for this center is to provide ongoing alcohol and substance use and abuse education, prevention, and intervention services to adolescents and families in Hidalgo County and the surrounding counties if they do choose to travel to Edinburgh. A way that a child or an adolescent does qualify for this program is they, number one, have a chronic condition of some sort, including but not limited to obesity or overweight, asthma, diabetes, hypertension, or any type of chronic management medical condition. They also have some sort of mental or behavioral health issue that they're dealing with, right? So that can be anxiety, depression, or things of that nature. And then there's also the third element is an appetitive drive, meaning they have some sort of appetite for a risky behavior, be that substance use or abuse, be that crime, or anything that would cause harm to them or those around them. So again, we saw 526 sessions over the last year to date, and we know that this number will increase by December 31st. Of these, 119 new clients were referred to our program throughout this year. We're very proud to say that 92% of the referrals were from the Hidalgo County Juvenile Probation Office. We know that there is a great need for the probation office for all of those adolescents who are in their under their services, and 62% of those were released from probation and are trying to reintegrate into society or into everyday social life, and they go in and Patty helps them with that. We had 8% from the Hidalgo County Juvenile Probation Office of First Offenders. So again, we want to catch them early. We want to make sure that we try to give them the tools for success to be able to control whatever issue they went through that put them in the juvenile system. We also had 22% were from Hidalgo County Juvenile Probation Office of Threat Prevention. So that means that they were gone into the juvenile probation or juvenile system for some sort of threat, either at school or within their social community. And Patty does provide individual and group counseling for threat prevention as well. 3% were from local pediatricians. 3% were from case management providers throughout the community. And 2% were from parent or self-referral, meaning, and I do want to make that clear to the community, that parents, if they do feel that their child needs some sort of mental or behavioral health assessment and or intervention, they're welcome to call our program and be able to self-refer. We do not need a doctor's referral or from the school to be able to enter this program. And just as a note, all types of insurance are accepted. If a child is uninsured, we do try to connect them to coverage. And if that is not a possibility, Hidalgo County does have a $10 copay program at that facility. We also provide referral services for our clients, right? If Patty identifies that a client or a family needs additional services that we don't provide at our facility, the referral is made for them to be able to access those services. We also have a program called Centering Parenting, which is group well baby care. We do have this available for our teen parents. In our client roster right now, we have three individuals who are parents. 2 of those individuals are incarcerated at this time, so we're not able to refer to those services or to those parenting classes. And we do have 1 who is a new parent and has been referred. They have not taken the opportunity as of yet, but we're working on that. And then, of course, we also provide community education as in addition to providing these services within the facility on individual and or group counseling services. We also go out to community health fairs and different locations to be able to promote our services, as well as to promote the education about substance use and abuse prevention in adolescents and teens. Any questions related to what we have done so far this year?
Talk to me about the staff. How many staff members do you have there?
We're minimal staff out at the facility. Right now, we have our 1 full-time social worker. That's Patricia Flores right here. I just want to, and I can't say enough about Miss Patty. The kids don't want to leave her. Even if they age out, they don't want to leave. They want to continue seeing her, and they want to continue staying with our program. So I just want to say, although we do have a counseling staff of 1, she has made a major impact over several years throughout our community. We do have our developmental pediatrician through UTRGV, Dr. Alberto Alegre. And he's not on site, but he is available at all times if there is some sort of medical consult that's needed or further assessment or evaluation.
Is there a capacity issue? Do we need more social workers?
Yes, absolutely. Would never say no to that. Patty, certainly, we do have a lot of ideas on expansion, but we also want to make sure that Patty is able to that she is able to always provide that individualized care and make sure that she doesn't overload or overwork her caseload to be able to continue to have that personal that relationship and rapport with them and their families. So yes, funding for an additional social worker would be most welcomed and certainly utilized. Yes.
Is Patty paid for by the university or by us?
It's through Hidalgo County, through the funding that we did receive via the ARPA. Right, the ARPA funding, yes. So we do have that funding through the end of December 31st of 2024, and we will be utilizing the entire amount through that. We will be seeking further funding. We did find a funding opportunity that could fund a program such as ours for 5 years, beginning in 2025. So we're looking into, we're putting that proposal together, and hopefully we'll be able to continue this. Yes, but of course, any additional or continued support from the county is always appreciated and certainly would be utilized. Yes, thank you. So a few plans that we have for next year, right? So of course we want to continue the wonderful work that's going on right now. And for next year, of course, we would love to increase our client roster, increase referrals from other outside sources, as well as increase our list of places we can refer our clients to if they need. Patty is starting, we're going to implement a breathing room therapy into the programming to start teaching meditation practices and ways for the adolescents to be able to self-soothe, or to, when they recognize that they're starting to go into those appetitive behaviors, they will have hopefully some tools and techniques to be able to catch themselves with that. Another project we're starting is a photo voice project. This basically will teach them some photography skills. They'll each get a camera, they'll get a topic, and then they'll be able to go out into the community, take pictures of things that describe those emotions or feelings that they want to portray in their project. And then they'll have an opportunity to present those as well.
And we thank you very much for all your services.
Thank you, Judge. So we're really excited to keep going. Yes.
Anyone else?
As you go through the application process for 2025, obviously, if there's anything that we can do to support that application, whether it's letters of support or reference letters from people in the community that maybe we have some connections with that we can assist with that application process, please feel free to reach out.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. I really appreciate that. Yes, we will certainly take the Commissioner's Court up on that offer.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your
Thank you
presentation.
so much. Yes. I'm not sure. Let me just see. Yes. Right here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I proceed with
Yes,
13B?
next item.
Okay. 13B, requesting approval of the interlocal cooperation agreement between the County of Hidalgo, Texas, and Hidalgo County Community Supervision and Corrections Department to provide testing and physicals. Requesting approval.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 13C, pursuant to Health and Safety Code, Chapter 121, Section 121.021, consideration, discussion, and approval to appoint Ivan Melendez, M.D., as the Hidalgo County Local Health Authority for the period of December 8th, 2023 to December 7th, 2025.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I want to personally thank Dr. Melendez for all the fine work. I know that we've had some tough years in the past, but we keep moving on.
Yeah, I really, it's hard to temper humility, which is not one of my strong points, with pride. I'm so incredibly proud for you all, people that I have the highest respect for, earned respect through those years that we battled together in this room and other rooms under such dire circumstances. I was always extremely grateful that you all listened to the mathematics, that you listened to the science, as I describe as math, and that you were able to make some decisions that at times I knew were not of political expedience, but certainly were without a doubt in the best interest of our community. I think you're unaware of how many lives that you really saved by a lot of those tough decisions that you made, because the decisions you don't see in front of you the way I was seeing them every day. Today we have 50 people in the hospital with influenza. Today alone, I've admitted 3 people with influenza. We have 20 people with COVID. So this effort of these diseases are continuing. We're seeing the impacts of them. I started with the privilege of having this position over 20 years ago. I was sitting back here. I go back six little pictures back there. And so it's been a long time. And we have grown from a department of 40 people, 42 people, a couple of clinics, to a really high level Health Department, where we're addressing some really, really tough issues. We have over 200 people that are helping us do what's mandated, which is to provide the best health education and liaison, and the word that we did, which is collaboration with our schools, with our government institutions, and with our private industry. And so we've gone now to more clinics, increasing our services, being more proactive in these diseases, going out to the community and really serving not only quarantine issues, those issues that are mandated by the state. As you all know, the position that I hold, that I so proudly hold, is mandated by the state. And so not only in the three-page format, this is what your health authority will do, but all the other things that are so typical for the county that has among the highest poverty rates in the country. The number one diabetic per capita, the number one obesity per capita, the number one utilization of hemodialysis per capita, where 1 out of every 5 families live with their grandparents, their parents, and themselves. So we, among all the border areas, as you know, we're internationally, infamously known for having the highest death rate at the beginning of this tremendous chaos. We had 5 people out of every 100 die. That doesn't mean 5 of people who tested who went to the hospital. 5 people who tested at the beginning died. We all remember sitting here when someone called me and said I was positive. Everyone in the room went that way, and I went that way. So we were at these times where we didn't even know what was appropriate to do. Mistakes were made and quickly corrected. Recommendations changed because the data changed. And so we were led by data. You know, what are the associations? And so I was very proud that y'all would listen to those of us who are in these units where 70 people are dying a day, and seeing our school teachers and our family members die. I think most of the public who's here today, I certainly didn't have appreciation until this, the role that you all play, and that is the commitment to your community that we all have. I think everyone there except Judge Cortez is probably younger than me. And so, and so it's cool to see that you guys are into relevancy for your community. And so I feel the exact same way, that nobody does this for anything else except to give back. Because we too were the children of public schools. We too were the children of the programs. We too were the children of the magnanimous gestures that the county and the state provided for us. And so it's certainly our responsibility to do that. I want you to know that in my years of public service that I've done, in my years of flying helicopters in Iraq and Afghanistan, in my years of being the doormat at the hospitals as a primary care physician who manages very, very sick people, there has been nothing more that defines me. If I were to die tomorrow and people would stand up at my obituary, the thing I think I'd be the most proud of, besides my family, by the way, it's my son back there, is my service to Hidalgo County as a health authority. I'm extremely proud of all the mistakes that we've made, but what a blessing, what an opportunity God has given me to be able to serve in this way, to put it all together, to use the bilingual skills, the articulate styles, and above all, the mathematics. And so for me, you guys have helped me fulfill something that when I look back at my life, I will say this is one of the things I've been the most proud of. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Item D.
I think we have to do the oath. The oath. The oath. Do you have?
Oh, the oath. Do you have the?
Remember when Commissioner Forrest was here, I'd always do the oath to his knees.
Thank you so much. Yes, sir.
Please raise your right hand. I state your name.
My name is Ivan Melendez.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I have not directly
that I have not directly
or indirectly paid,
or indirectly paid,
offered, promised to pay, contributed, or promised to contribute any money or thing of value or promised any public office or employment for giving or withholding of a vote at the election of which I was elected or as a reward to secure my appointment
or as a reward to secure my appointment
or confirmation,
or confirmation,
whichever the case may be, so help me God.
whichever the case may be, so help me God.
Congratulations. Thank you.
From the knees up.
We'll go on to item 13D.
Item 13D, requesting approval to accept and for the county judge to e-sign the Medical Reserve Corp. contract number HHS 001-4093-00018 and all related documents. The contract is in the amount of $47,242 with an end date of May 30th, 2025.
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item D12, requesting approval of the certification of revenues by the county auditor and appropriation of the same.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item E, requesting approval to submit a budget revision to the Public Health Workforce Expansion Grant, program number HHS 00107710001, following the instructions given by the Texas Department of State Health Services. The purpose is to increase the grant award by $500,000 slated for retention and recruitment allowances to public health department staff having performed COVID-19 prevention services during the pandemic and the ongoing prevention efforts.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item F, 1, requesting approval of the statement of work for the integrated chemistry system purchased from Abbott Laboratories, Inc., and authority for Hidalgo County Health and Human Services Director to sign.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
Next, we're going to go to item 15A, Head Start Program. Irma?
Good afternoon, Judge and Commissioners. 15A, we are requesting approval to purchase fire and security systems monitoring services contract number 654-21 through the Hidalgo County membership participation with the Texas Association School Board by Board Multiple Award Vendor Superior Alarms for the term of TASB contract expiring on 11/30/2024. Requesting approval.
Motion to approve.
All in favor, say aye. Motion carries.
Item 15B, requesting approval of application and certificate of payment for invoice number 20401 in the amount of $2,716.28 for professional services submitted by B2Z Engineering Construction Management Engineer through contract C-21-004-09-21-AS for the Hidalgo County Head Start Program Outdoor Learning Environments and Discovery Classrooms. Requesting approval.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay. Item 15C, requesting approval to amend the Hidalgo County Head Start Program 23-24 program calendar for the La Jolla Independent School District. Requesting approval.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much.
And at this time, Judge and Commissioners, I do want to say thank you, as always, to the support of the children and families and the staff that we serve. We will be celebrating our staff on December the 11th and the 12th. Invitations will be forwarded to you, but thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. We're going to have to go to closed session, so pursuant to Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, we'll be retiring to closed session to discuss items listed under Section 551.071, .072, .074, and .087. I have a motion to do so.
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I have 2:38 p.m.
It's now 3:40 and we call this, we return back to open session. Valdo, you want to?
Yes, thank you, Commissioners. So under open session, 25A, real estate acquisition appropriation for same, there's no specific action to be taken. 25B, pending or potential litigation, no specific action to be taken. 25C, discussion, consideration, possible action regarding response to public health emergency, no specific action to be taken. Item 25D, I'd like to refer to 24A and B. Item 24A, requesting exemption, or let me read the item. Item 25D, consultation with legal counsel regarding City of Benitez Reinvestment Zone Number 1. I'd like to refer back to 24A, requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code Section 2628-024A4, a professional service for the provision of legal services representation in connection with litigation. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And item 24B, specific to open session 25D, engagement with the firm of Jones, Galligan, Key, and Lozano for the provision of legal services representation in connection with litigation and authority to submit letter of engagement subject to compliance with House Bill 1295 and waiver of any potential conflicts,
As discussed.
Motion
in
as
to
discussed in closed session.
Motion to, second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. And again, for the record, 24A and B that was just acted on is specific to item open session 25D. 25E, cause number 4198-21-F, Marcos Antonio Hernandez et al. Versus City of Alamo et al. There is no action to be taken this week. Item 25F, cause number 4094-21-I, Fidela Valladares versus County of Hidalgo, Texas, will proceed as discussed in closed session. We could have a motion to that effect.
Motion made.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 20, thank you. Item 25G, Hidalgo County versus Andres Perez, Commissioners, for subrogate. I'd like for the court to take action to assign this to Ms. Josephine Ramirez's office, Civil Division of the Chief Civil Division for the District Attorney's Office for subrogation purposes to protect the county's interest.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And item 25H, Hidalgo County versus Amanda Kristen Brooks and Marcos Rodriguez. Again, I'd like the court to entertain a motion to assign to Ms. Josephine Ramirez's office, Chief Civil Division at the District Attorney's Office for subrogation purposes.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And Ms. Josephine, I don't know if we need to put this on the record, but item 25G and H, that would be over and above the subrogation, would also include
With authority to file suit
with
if
authority to file
necessary.
suit if necessary.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
That is all I have for open session. I do believe we have a representative from the appraisal district, so that's us here, so.
I believe 21B.
Yes, so if the court would like, item 20, sorry,
Should be 21B.
yes, 21B. And so 21B is discussion, consideration, action regarding written resolution and ballot selection of appraisal district board of directors for 2024-2025. For the record, we do have a public participation form from Ms. Fern McClarity on item 21B. Ms. McClarity.
Y'all took so long in the back, I got to talk to him, so I found out quite a few of my answers and questions. Main thing is, I'm hoping that you do look at, there's two or three, I know one is a agriculture and engineer and thing, a new one that's looking, and then there is one that was a pilot, and I went, ooh. So they were qualified, I mean, they've got several degrees. So that was my main thing, is do you look in the background. And when you're picking names, not just always the same ones, but I know that we're learning that we will possibly be voting in May for maybe 3 new ones, right? So I just wondered if y'all checked on stuff like that, is what I wanted to know.
Mr. Garza, did you have anything to present or anything that?
Ms. McClarity is correct. Right now, you are selecting for 5 positions for the Board of Directors of the Appraisal District. In May of 2024, there will be an election to elect 3 additional members to the Board of Directors.
How long would those terms be?
They will be, the initial one will be for 2.5 years. So it'll be from May of 24 till the end of 26. Well, they'll have to run again in November for a term starting in 2027. And those will be for 4-year terms.
Commissioner,
Yes.
I'm going to take this opportunity, man, because there's so much that's said here every court session about the responsibility of these board members, right? And I'm going to start off with a question, but then I want you to tell us about, do they decide whether the appraisals go up or not?
Not at all. They have,
Not even this much?
they have no responsibility for an increase or a decrease in the value. That responsibility is set on one person, and that's the one talking to you today.
And who pushes you, or who decides whether the appraisals need to go up or not?
We have a property value study that's done by the Comptroller's Office on a biannual,
Which comptroller?
the Comptroller of the State of Texas. Glenn
The
Haig.
Republican comptroller. We've had Republican comptrollers forever, right?
Well, the Comptroller of the State of Texas does a value study on our values, and they basically tell me where I'm at, and I have to make sure that I am between 95% and 105% of market value. And they basically tell me where this market value is. And it's based on sales.
And you don't sit there and decide whether to raise these values or not. If the comptroller, because it's sometimes a male, the comptroller is the one who tells you you need to go up or down or whatever it may be.
Again, they do that study, and it's a good indication to me of where I'm at, because if I don't listen to that study, what will happen is the comptroller will come in and they can take over the appraisal district, and they will set an overseer, kind of what they do with the school districts. So even though I'm quote unquote the chief appraiser, they bring somebody else in that does the day-to-day operation. And it affects school funding. So if the values are not within 95 to 105%, the school districts start to lose money.
So this kind of helps the state. This helps the state legislature pay for schooling and stuff like that.
It does, and this is not just an Hidalgo County problem, it's a statewide issue. All appraisal districts this year, I talked to hundreds of chief appraisers throughout the state, and we're all in the same boat. We're having to increase value, not only because the comptroller is telling us to, because they're doing what the people are looking at. I mean, values have just gone up. People are buying property for more and more money. That's the bottom line.
And so once this decision comes down from the comptroller, can any of these board members vote against it or decide not to do it?
There is no vote from them as far as this value study. It is strictly done by the comptroller's office. I have the right to appeal it, just like the property owners can appeal their value to me. I can appeal their appraisals to them. And then I go, I meet with them, with the comptroller's office and their staff. When we don't agree, then I have to go to the Office of Administrative Hearings, the SOA hearings. And from there, I will have to file a lawsuit in district court, which I have. I have filed a lawsuit against the comptroller of the state of Texas on values that I think are inappropriate.
When you mean inappropriate, you feel that they're too high for our residents?
Yes, sir. Typically, it's because I think they're too high, just like the property owners. I seldom ever get a protest because someone says my value's too low. Okay?
But regardless
I have
of-
received one of those, and I found out they were asking for a home equity loan, so they wanted their value higher, so they would qualify for more money.
But regardless, I mean, the whole procedure that Commissioner Cantu is referring to, every resident has the ability to go and appeal that valuation through protest at your office, bringing the appropriate documentation to try to lower the value to something that they feel is more appropriate, correct?
They do.
Every person is given and afforded that opportunity.
They have that right, and if they feel their value is wrong, I encourage them to file that protest.
Is there a cost to that process to the citizens, or is it free for them to come and protest?
It is free for them to come and protest. It only takes their time.
And really, one of the good things that's coming is this homestead exemption is going on.
Yes,
And we encourage everybody to take advantage of that.
we do. The legislature did increase, or they proposed an amendment which passed for the homestead exemption to be increased from $40,000 to $100,000. So you're looking at a reduction in your taxes of about over $1,000 for most school districts with a $100,000 homestead exemption. And if your value is under $100,000, you pay no school taxes.
Yeah, it only applies to school taxes, right?
It only applies to your homestead.
Got it.
Any other questions, comments?
So, getting back to the election, the board of directors, you do have, there are 11 members that, or 11 candidates that have been nominated. They are listed on the ballot that was supplied to you. The county has 1,260 votes. You can give all those votes to one person, or you can divide them amongst any number of candidates as you wish.
I think it's been the normal practice that we all try to use our votes to have people that we're familiar with or represent our area or that live in our area that, you know, we feel can appreciate the home valuation and appraisal process within that area.
That has been your practice. Again, I'm just giving you.
Yes, sir. No, I'm just explaining so that the public knows how.
Yes, sir.
A lot of times we determine how we want to allocate our votes. And I think we're all kind of in favor of continuing that practice. And for me, I know that Ms. McClarity pointed out an agricultural gentleman that is new. He is from my area. And I respectfully told him that I would continue to support the person that had been in Precinct 1 before. And I do appreciate Dr. Saldana's willingness to participate. And I hope that he goes out for this election. But my 250 vote allocation is going to go to Joe Olivares.
My 250 for Joe Olivares also.
I'm gonna split, Rolando. I have two of my residents, which one of them is Eddie Bencourt. He's a successful business owner that owns property and understands how much he pays personally. And the other one, 125 for him. And the other person is also a successful business owner in my precinct, Amador Requenes, with a lot of experience. Another 125 for him.
If I may, you have 1,260 votes.
Right, so we're each going to do
We gave
250
some to
here,
the judge.
and the judge has 260.
Okay, I got it now.
And for myself, for the two respectable gentlemen, 100 for Eddie Betancourt and 150 for Albert Cardenas.
Eddie Betancourt,
And
Albert.
150 for.
It was
100 Eddie Betancourt,
uh-huh,
150 Albert Cardenas.
okay.
And then while the judge gave you his allocation?
Yes, for his 260, he's splitting them evenly, 130 for Mr. Betancourt and 130 for Mr. Requenes.
Mr. Requenes?
Yes, 130 Mr. Requenes and 130 Mr. Betancourt.
Okay.
So you have the tallies and.
I have 250 for Joe Olivares, 250 for Joe Olivares, 125 for Eddie Betancourt, 125 for Amador Requenes, and then Commissioner Torres has 100 for Eddie Betancourt and 150 for Albert Cardenas. And then the judge has 130 for Eddie Betancourt and 130 for Amador Requenes.
Yes.
I
Whatever
make a
that
motion
totals
to
out to.
approve those numbers.
As read. A second.
We have a motion and a second to approve as presented or as you read them back to us.
Yes.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
I will be calling Mr. Guerra's office because we do need that resolution
Yes.
signed and delivered within the next 3 days.
Yes, no.
We'll make sure to follow up.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your patience in waiting for us.
Thank you for the explanation, Roland.
Chief Mario, I know you guys are in the audience. Is there an agenda item that you guys needed us to? No? Okay. All right, then we'll go ahead and go back to item number 6, the county judge's office. Do we have somebody? Yes, oh, sorry, there, I didn't see him.
Yes, item 6A for the county judge's office is discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding a proposed tax abatement agreement between Hidalgo County and Anemoy Energy Storage LLC.
It was already presented last meeting, and it's just for approval of the contract.
Perfect. Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We do have a
Aye,
public,
motion carries.
we do have a public participation form for item 6A. Ms. Fern?
Yes, because they just recently came to the city and tried to explain what this is. Can you tell me how long this abatement will be? 25 years or 50 years? And then how many employees, how many jobs are they actually going to? Because I know with the windmills, they started off with 100, and then it went to 50, and it actually ended up with 2. So I just wondered what this was going to be.
It's going to be for 5 years, 50%. If there was no abatement, we would be getting about $27,000 on taxes for the 5 years, but with the improvements, it's going to be about $6 million of taxes.
And how many employees?
Employees is not, it is a storage facility, so employees is very minimal. In case of an event that like we had the last storm, it is going to produce electricity for us in case we don't have it. So it's actually going to help the community in that way. But for employees, no, it's just really a facility for storage of energy.
I do believe it's about 5 employees,
Correct.
specialized employees.
It's specialized in that.
Which are 5 high-paying jobs.
Correct.
For our precinct, I want to thank the investors. I know that they're investing millions and millions of dollars in this project. I want to tell you that we appreciate you all coming to Hidalgo County, specifically Precinct 3. I know that this property was generating $0 or almost $0 in the past because it was ag use, and now it's going to be generating a lot for our taxpayers. So I just want to make sure that everybody knows that Hidalgo County is a friendly county that welcomes investment. Obviously, I would have loved to have more jobs created.
Correct.
But getting this large amount of money invested in our county is very important
We
for
were
us.
also competing with Stark County. So.
Yeah, so thank you for choosing Hidalgo County.
Yes, so I believe we had a motion and a second, and I think when somebody was talking, we did have a vote, and I think it passed unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 7, District Courts, 449th. Ms. Melissa?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Hope each of you are doing well. Melissa Flores on behalf of Judge Rene Rodriguez Betancourt. Today we have 2 items on the agenda in relation to our juvenile specialty courts. First item 7A, Hidalgo County Lifelines Girls Juvenile Mental Health Court Program. Approval to ratify budget adjustments submitted to the Office of the Governor on November the 14th, 2023. 2, authorization to approve grant adjustment for reallocation of funds within personnel, travel, and contractual services expense categories. 3, authorization for county judge to certify adjustment on e-grants. Requesting approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 7B, Hidalgo County Juvenile Drug Court Program. Requesting approval to ratify budget adjustments submitted to the Office of the Governor on November the 14th, 2023. 2, authorization to approve grant adjustment for reallocation of funds within personnel, travel, and contractual services expense categories. And 3, authorization for county judge to certify adjustment on e-grants.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Item number 8, District Attorney's Office.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Rosalinda Cantu presenting for the District Attorney's Office. Item 8A, authorization and approval of HIDA State and Local Task Force Agreement between the United States Department of Justice Drug Enforcement Administration and the Hidalgo County Criminal District Attorney's Office effective November 1st, 2023 through September 30th, 2026.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 8B, Title 4E, approval for a county judge to sign the Title 4E signature authority designation form 2031.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Item 9, HIDA Task Force, Rosie.
Item 9A, authorization and approval to accept the memorandum of understanding between the Hidalgo County Criminal District Attorney's Office, HIDA Task Force, and the Hidalgo County Constable Precinct 1, Hidalgo County Constable Precinct 3, and Constable Precinct 4.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 9B, HIDA Chapter 59, approval and authorization of interfund transfer from Hidalgo County HIDA Task Force, Chapter 59 to the Constable Precinct 1, Constable Precinct 3, and Constable Precinct 4, Chapter 59 fund in the amount of $11,875 each respectively, related to joint investigation on TF 2022-0041.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 9C, HIDA Chapter 59, approval and authorization of interfund transfer from Hidalgo County HIDA Task Force, Chapter 59 fund to the Constable Precinct 1, Constable Precinct 3, and Constable Precinct 4, Chapter 59 fund, $10,000 each respectively.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cantu. Item 10, Constable Precinct 1, Mr. Salazar.
Yes, good morning, Sergeant Salazar, Precinct 1 Constable's Office. We have one item. There is a correction for the record. Instead of being, I'm going to read it, and then I'll let you know the correction. It's going to be on the date. Approval to reclassify disallowed payroll expense for employee number 74721, effective on August 16, 2023, due to workman's comp claim filed from TTPH grant fund to general fund. And the correction for the record is going to be August 17th, not the 16th of this year.
Noted. Thank you, sir.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant. Item 11, Human Resources. Ms. Katia Garcia.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Katia Garcia for the Department of Human Resources. Item 11A, we are requesting waiver of the following if applicable for personnel items listed. We need action on number 3, Budget Amendment Policy, Personnel-Related Amendments.
So
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 11B, approval to appoint Simone Payan as an intern under the WIC Lactation Center for the period of December 4th, 2023 through January 31st, 2024.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 11C for the hurricane preparedness, approval to extend the following temporary full-time positions effective December 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2023. This is to extend slot T001, truck driver 1 at a grade 4, and to extend slots T005 through T008, maintenance 1 at a grade 3.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 11D for the Health Department, approval of the following actions effective next full pay period, December 4th, 2023, and for calendar year 2024. This is to delete slots 0006 and 0090, Outreach Specialist 1 at a grade 4, and to create slots 0010 and 0195, TB Medical Technician at a grade 5.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 11E for the ARPA grant, approval to create the following temporary positions for 26 weeks, beginning January 2nd, 2024 through July 2nd, 2024. This is to create slot 0001, Equipment Operator 3 at a grade 10. Slot 0002, Equipment Operator 2 at a grade 8. Slot 0003, Truck Driver 3 at a grade 8. And slots 0004 through 0006, Maintenance 2 at a grade 5.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Katia. And just for the record, that's to start our hike and bike trail, Mr. Eddie.
Awesome.
So it looks like we'll start that January 2nd.
Awesome.
We're on our way to precinct 2.
These guys are gonna build it themselves or what?
Yes, sir.
You got me.
Item 12, Urban County, Mr. De La Garza.
Yeah, good afternoon, Commissioner. Steve De La Garza for Urban County. Item 12A, requesting authorization to amend the FY 2021 Emergency Solutions Grant Program subrecipient agreements with Catholic Charities of the Rio Grande Valley and the Salvation Army. What this will do is transfer $3,400.29 from Catholic Charities to Salvation Army.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you. 12B, subject to compliance with HB 1295, the Urban County Program is requesting consideration and action to award and enter into a construction contract with Rental Works LLC, the lowest responsible bidder, in the amount of $3,962,237.13, utilizing funds awarded to Hidalgo County by the General Land Office under contract number 22-083-04-D209 for the 2015 State Mitigation Competition Phase 1 Segment B project.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you, Mr. De La Garza, and thank you to Elijah Casas, who's here representing GLO today. We appreciate the investment in our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Item 14, Planning Department. What do you have?
Good
Mr.
afternoon,
Oresti.
Commissioners. Anthony Oresti with the Planning Department. I have one item, item 14A1, a pipeline and utility permit from Texas International Irrigation. This is one 6-inch single-wall corrugated drainage pipeline crossing via open cut on Macedonia Road. Staff recommends approval.
Motion to approve?
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you,
Thank you,
Anthony.
Commissioners.
Item 16, Adult Probation, Mr. Lopez.
Good afternoon, Judge Commissioners. Faustino Lopez with Adult Probation. I'm here on item 16A, acceptance of the Statement of Financial Position for fiscal year 2023 for the Hidalgo County Community Supervision and Corrections Department in accordance with Texas Local Government Code 140.004D.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 16B, DWI Court Grant. One, approval to accept the fiscal year 2024 DWI Court Grant from the Office of the Governor, Criminal Justice Division, in the amount of $136,912.04 for the grant period of 9/1/2023 through 8/31/2024.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Two, approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for fiscal year 2024 DWI Court Grant in the amount of $136,912.04 and appropriation of the same.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Veterans Court Grants. One, approval to accept the fiscal year 2024 Veterans Court Grant from the Office of the Governor, Criminal Justice Division in the amount of $98,313.56 for the grant period of 9/1/2023 through 8/31/2024.
Go ahead and read item 2, please.
Okay, and two, approval of certification of revenues as approved by the County Auditor's Office for the fiscal year 2024 Veterans Court Grant in the amount of $98,313.56 and appropriation of the same.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
RSET grants. One, approval to accept the fiscal year 2024 RSET grant from the Office of the Governor, Criminal Justice Division in the amount of $208,734.86 with a department match of $69,578.33 for a total project cost of $278,313.19 for the grant period of 10/1/2023 through 9/30/2024. And two, approval of certification of revenues in the amount of $208,734.86 as certified by the county auditor for the fiscal year 2024 RSAT grant and appropriation of funds in the total amount of $278,313.19.
Motion to approve?
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
The misdemeanor DWI court grant, item 1, approval to accept the fiscal year 2024 misdemeanor DWI court grant from the Office of the Governor in the amount of $143,447.26 for the grant period of 9/1/2023 through 8/31/2024. Item 2, approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for the fiscal year 2024 misdemeanor DWI court grant in the amount of $143,447.26 and appropriation of the same.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
The mental health court grant, item 1, approval to accept the fiscal year 2024 mental health court grant from the Office of the Governor, Criminal Justice Division in the amount of $212,929.56 for the grant period of 9/1/2023 through 8/31/2024. Approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for the fiscal year 2024 mental health board grant in the amount of $212,929.56 and appropriation of the same.
Motion to approve?
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
The Hidalgo County Youthful Offender Court grant, item 1, approval to accept the fiscal year 2024 Hidalgo County Youthful Offender Court grant from the Office of the Governor, Criminal Justice Division in the amount of $140,830.82 for the grant period of 9/1/2023 through 8/31/2024. Item 2, approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for the fiscal year 2024 Hidalgo County Youthful Offender Court grant in the amount of $140,830.82 and appropriation of the same.
Motion to approve?
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Item 17, Veterans Affairs. Mr. Pettis.
Good morning, Commissioners. Item 17A, requesting approval of certification of revenues by the county auditor in the amount of $126 and appropriation of the same.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
17B, requesting approval to submit 2024-2025 Texas Veterans Commission Funds for Veteran Assistance Mental Health Grant application in the amount of $300,000 with the authority of county judge as authorized official to sign all required documentation.
Motion to approve?
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you. Item 18, Commissioner Villarreal.
18A, a discussion and approval of reappointment of the Honorable Nori Garza to the MHMR Board. Motion to approve?
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
18B, pursuant to Texas Local Government Code Section 157.903, requesting approval for indemnification of shortages totaling $50. Motion to approve?
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Commissioner. Item 19, Budget and Management, Mr. Soto.
Yes, Dago Soto, Director of Budget and Management. Item 19A, discussion, consideration, and approval of AEP contribution in aid of construction agreement for the installation of 5 streetlights for Bayshore 44 located in precinct number 3. I'll recommend for approval.
Motion to approve?
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, 19B1, requesting approval to amend the budget for the Hidalgo County Wesco Health Center Improvement, ARPA Project 23-340-326. Recommend approval.
Motion to approve?
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Last item, under Budget and Management, 19C1, approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for revenues received from interest earnings from various capital project funds and appropriation and interfund transfers of said capital project funds. Recommend for approval.
Motion to approve?
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you, Mr. Soto. Section 20, Purchasing Department, Mr. Amezcua.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Mr. Guerra Ramirez for the record, Ignacio Mesco from the Purchasing Department. Agenda item 28 for Hidalgo County. 1, a presentation and acceptance on the Evaluation Committee recommendation of the responses received from the number 1 ranked responsible respondent in connection with the self-funded health plan stop loss reinsurance services. Do you wish to rank in the order of their score?
Just to clarify, sir, number 1 means they were the best, lowest score wins?
Yes, that is correct. The lowest score is the highest recommended. Yes, they rank number 1.
Thank you.
Motion to approve?
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
B, requesting approval to award Aetna Life Insurance Company, the recommended carrier, with authority for the county judge to sign any required documentation. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve?
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
2, for Hidalgo County Law Library, A, requesting a section from competitive bidding requirements on the Texas Local Government Code, Section 262.024878, proprietary software.
Motion to approve?
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
B, requesting approval of agreement for online research services with LexisNexis for Hidalgo County Law Library effective May 1st, 2023, with authority for the county judge to sign all required documents. Recommend to approve.
Motion to approve?
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
C, ratification of purchase order A65627 dated on June 14, 2023 for the annual subscription of online research services in the amount of $60,900. I recommend to approve.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Three, requesting acceptance and approval of professional architectural services final negotiated agreement with Millnet Architectural Services for the Hidalgo County Public Facility Survey and Maintenance Services project in the amount of $216,000 as ranked and approved by Commissioner's Court on October 3rd, 2023, agenda item 92390, with authority for the county judge to sign all required documentation. I recommend to approve.
Motion approved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
4, pursuant to subchapter F, chapter 271 of the Texas Local Governmental Code, requesting approval to enter into a cooperative purchasing program agreement between Hidalgo County and the City of Plano for the purchase of various commodities using annual contracts in accordance with the applicable state statutes, with authority for the county judge to sign all required documentation. So I recommend to approve.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
20B for precinct 2, 1A, acceptance and approval of work authorization number 1 with an estimated cost of $350,513 with 37 cents as submitted by the project engineer B2C Engineering to provide geotechnical construction material testing and construction phase service for Hidalgo Health Clinic Improvement Project, with authority for county judge and commissioners precinct number 2 to sign all required documentation. I recommend to approve.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
B, pursuant to Article 14 of Contract C 2304171031, requesting authority for B2C Engineering to engage the following subcontractors: OIN Engineering and 3MEP Engineering. I recommend to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye, motion carries.
20C for Precinct 3, 1, requesting authority to accept an award construction contract for the Hidalgo County Precinct 3 El Paraíso Community Resource Center and El Paraíso Health Clinic Improvement Project to the sole responsible bidder and contracting for a total amount of $6,877,000 with the authority for county judge to sign all required documentation subject to final legal approval and compliance with the all procurement requirements, with authority to issue a notice to proceed upon receipt of the required payment and performance bonds. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye, motion carries.
2, requesting approval to purchase 2024 Peterbilt 567 conventional truck through the Hidalgo County's membership with Purchasing Cooperative of America, award vendor Big D Tractor DBA Blue Cat Rentals Frontier Equipment in the total amount of $214,912. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
20D for Precinct 4, 1A, requesting a section from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Document Government Code 262, that's 02484, a personal or professional service.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
B, presentation of scoring grid for the purpose of ranking by Hidalgo County Commission of Score of print graded through the county's pool of pre-qualified professional engineering services to provide engineering services for Hidalgo County Precinct 4, J01, Stormwater Management Project. Do you wish to rank in the order of the score?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
C, requesting authority for Hidalgo County Purchasing Department to negotiate a professional engineering service agreement commencing with the number one ranked firm, Texi Infrastructure Group, to provide engineering service for the Hidalgo County Precinct 4, J01, Stormwater Management Project. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
20E for Constable Precinct 1, Constable Precinct 2A, requesting authority to ratify purchase order number A72542 dated on November 21st, 2023, issued to Caldwell County Chevrolet to secure 2023 Chevy Tahoe base 4x2 Unit 2 Bible Cooperative Agreement. Recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
We are requesting approval to purchase 2023 Chevy Tahoe 4x2 units through Hidalgo County membership with Bible Cooperative Agreement. Our vendor, Caldwell County Chevrolet, in the total amount of $155,122.05. Recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye, motion
Aye.
carries.
20F for Facilities Management. 1, requesting approval to award job order contractor GNS Glass through Hidalgo County's membership with TIPS for the glass and windows foam replacement for Annex 3 project in the amount of $51,944.73 with authority to issue a notice to proceed upon receipt of the required payment bond. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
20G for Chair's Office, 1A, requesting approval of the following change directive in connection with the renovation repairs to the leased Willacy County Detention Facility project from the contracted vendor Noble Texas Builders. Description, change directive number 11, total amount $2,708. Change directive number 14, total amount $14,000. Change directive number 16, total amount $6,993. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
B, requesting authority for Hidalgo County Sheriff's designee or the county judge to sign or require documentation.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
2, requesting approval of the proposal from Motorola Solutions for an upgrade of equipment to the dispatch command central hub for the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office through Hidalgo County's membership with Texas Department of Information Resources for a total amount of $249,903.20. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
3, requesting approval to award a contract to the sole responsible bidder meeting all the specification requirements for DNA testing services to Bodie Cellmark Forensics with authority for the county judge to sign or require documentation.
Motion to approve.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
4, requesting approval to purchase 2 Skywatch towers from Salesware through Hidalgo County's membership with Omnia Partners in the total amount of $455,702.54. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
20H for County-wide. 1A, presentation of the scoring grid for the purpose of ranking by Hidalgo County Commission score of graded vendor submission with the recommendation by the evaluation committee members for turnkey, water extraction, and related services. Do you wish to rank in the order of their scores?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
B, requesting approval by Commissioner Score in order to proceed with negotiating with the number 1 MOBAC Service Company and 2 Y Environmental Services ranked vendors to finalize agreement for the multiple, if applicable, award pre-positioned contract for turnkey water extraction and related services. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
2, a presentation or screening grid for the purpose of ranking by Hidalgo County Commission score of rare vendor submission with the recommendation by the evaluation committee members for brush and vegetative debris removal services. Do you wish to rank in the order of scores?
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye, motion carries.
Be requesting approval by Commissioners Court in order to proceed with negotiating with the number 1, TRF Enterprises, number 2, Aftermath Disaster Recovery, Inc., number 3, CTC Disaster Response, number 4, DRC Emergency Services, and number 5, 8A Builders, rank vendors to finalize agreement for multiple, if applicable, award pre-positioned contract for brush and vegetative debris removal service. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
That's all I will have. Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mescua.
21, Executive Office.
Thank you, Commissioner. Item 21A, 1, 2, and 3, there's no action or discussion for this week. Item 21B is enacted upon. Item 22, A, 1, B, and C will be no action as well, no discussion this week. We have gone to closed session and come out of open session. We have taken action item on all the open session items, so there is no need for item 26, which is no action, and item 27 will be no action as well. Commissioners, before we adjourn, we have 2 court sessions left for the year, and that will be December 12th and December 19th. They will be back-to-back. So the 12th is our next scheduled regular meeting, and then on the 19th, so we can get as many invoices, bills paid before the end of the year. Okay.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion made.
So, second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's 4:26 and this meeting is now adjourned. Thank you, guys.